Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to Jankeshwar. Our aim in coming over here is that we learn a new kind of education. This education is not given in schools or in any educational institution. Everything that is taught in schools is to make the mind more active, the mind more capable of doing. No one teaches how to make the mind calm and silent. So here we are going to learn how to calm the mind. In life, attention keeps going outside. When you're sitting here, please be relaxed, totally relaxed. Try to concentrate. When you go into a kind of drift or daydream, it's very obvious to be over here. I know that you've gone somewhere. So it reveals to me the quality of your attention. The quality of attention is very, very poor. We cannot sit without movement. We cannot hold the mind steady. And attention keeps going out on outer objects. And so we want to learn how to take the attention within. So in the next few days, we are going to learn how to take the attention within, how to calm the mind, right? And what is this inner journey all about? Can any of you tell me why you have come here? What is your aim in coming here? You can tell me, give the mic. Why? What is your aim in coming here? No one? No one? Yeah.
I came here to get wisdom that can help me elevate my life, my spiritual journey, um, which generally doesn't happen that much in the routine. So I prefer this shibir, these kind of shibirs, which kind of works uh, as a booster to that journey.
Okay, very good. Right. Anyone else wants to say why they've come here? What is your aim in coming here?
So I thought that with the year coming to an end, it's a beautiful time to hit a reset and reflect back in 2025. While I feel I had more resources, maybe more time, but I feel I've drifted away from probably my path and my journey. So I felt like come with a clear head, no pre exempt opinions, and try to find new answers for the journey of 2026 ahead.
Good. So we are all on this inner journey together, on this path to a higher state of consciousness. And this journey is going to take us through something called the mind, right? And the mind is one entity, but different layers of the mind vibrate at different frequencies. And so we divide the mind into different parts. And so when we take our attention inside, inward attention, we learn to unravel, open the different layers of the mind. And beyond the mind, beyond the layers of the mind, beyond the workings of the mind, is what we call the light of consciousness. Attention has come out of the light of consciousness, and it goes through the five senses to give us experience of the world outside. Right? The same attention now we retract from the five senses and we take it inside through layer by layer of the mind till it comes to where it came from. What was the source of attention? What was the beginning where attention came from? And attention came from beyond the mind. It is the light of consciousness. It is the desire of consciousness to experience life. And so we learn to steady our attention and take it back through the layers of the mind to beyond the mind. And this is what we are going to learn in this camp. And we have called this journey the journey of Yoga-Nidra. Yoga-Nidra. So we're going to do practical exercises and we're going to learn the theory of the mind, how the mind works, and why we should be taking attention beyond the mind. Right? So that is our subject for the camp. Right? What takes attention out? What is the primary cause of attention moving out of the five senses? Desire. The eyes have the desire to see. So attention moves out of the eyes and we see. The ears have the desire to hear. Right? So attention moves out of... If attention does not move out of the ears, can we hear? We can't. It is the movement of attention which allows the ears to work, which allows the eyes to work. Right? So it is the energy of desire which takes attention out. Right? What happens when attention moves out? What happens? Yeah. So can we use another word for identification? It gets attached. It gets attached to objects. Right? And what is the cause of getting attached? What is the cause of getting attached? Come on. Likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes. Right? It likes, what do you call it? It likes brinjal but does not like cauliflower. Right? So there are likes and dislikes. So attention is attracted to brinjal and repulsed from cauliflower. Now, what happens with like and dislike? Supposing I've eaten the brinjal, I like brinjal, right? We've had an eggplant parmesan, right? So, what happens after that? What happens after that? Does it end there? Am I satisfied there? What happens after that? It leaves a residue on the substance of the mind. It leaves a memory on the substance of the mind, and that memory, it's not a, what do you call, dead memory. It is an alive memory. What does it do? It asks for it again. Asks for it again. And when we ask for something again, what happens? What do we create within the psychic structure, within the mind? What do we create within the mind? When something is repeated again and again. A habit. A habit. Right? And today our minds are nothing but a structure of habits. Now when attention moves along the pathway of a habit, does it need any intervention of consciousness, or does it move on its own? What do we call that? Mechanical. Right? So our life becomes more and more mechanical. And the more mechanical we are, the further we are from self-consciousness. So, in this camp, we are going to learn how to, be free of mechanicalness and try to rise up to a better state of consciousness. Now, that pattern which was left behind by the like or dislike, the pattern which was there as a, a line, like you'll draw a line in the sand, you draw a line, you're on the beach, you draw a line on the sand, and then you draw another line in that line, and the line becomes deeper, and the line becomes deeper. So, that line which remains in the mind, as the line becomes deeper, its frequency of magnetic pull becomes more powerful. Its magnetic pull becomes more powerful. So what happens in that? How does it work on our life? How does it work in our life? Yeah, from a habit it may go deeper and become an attitude. What else? It will attract the events of life, right? It will attract those kind of events where it can express itself, So we think that new things are coming in our life, but every day we are repeating the same old things because it is the same patterns which are dictating the events of life. We can't see the invisible strings. We can't see the invisible pull of those patterns, that residue, that remainder which remains on the, what do you call, stuff of the mind, which remains on the substance of the mind. They call it a sanskar, the residual pattern. And our life is driven by sanskars. Now, what else does the sanskar do? What else does the sanskar do? What is there behind the mind? What is there behind the mind? Consciousness. So, if the mind is transparent, then consciousness is here, it passes through the mind, right? Enlightens the mind, right? The mind is that which sees, the mind is that which hears. This is the mind, through the mind that the five senses are working and I enjoy life, right? Now what happens when the substance of the mind is inlaid with these patterns? What happens? What happens? What happens to that light of consciousness which is trying to go through the mind? Have you ever, any of you, lived without electricity for some time? You go to a cabin in the mountains or somewhere on a riverfront, then what do? You have to light a lantern, right? And so what happens to the lantern after it burns the whole night? Soot covers the lantern. So next day, if you don't clean the the glass, right? Then how much of light is going to come out of the lantern? Very little, right? So each and every residue which remains on the the substance of the mind, every residue, right? I don't like him, that he has nothing to do with the like or dislike. It is my mind which is experiencing like or dislike, not his mind, right? I don't like him, but who is experiencing that like or like? It is my mind which is experiencing. So it is my mind in which the pattern of dislike is being formed. Then I go, today there is brinjal for lunch. I don't like brinjal. Again, my mind, the pattern of dislike is being formed. Right? Somebody I've called and he's come late. Again, I dislike. And I keep on, making that pattern in the sand. The same pattern goes deeper and deeper. Right? And these are like deep scratches on the glass of the mind. Deep scratches on the glass of the mind. Right? What happens to the light of consciousness? It's not able to travel. So we live with a mind with no light. No light. And that is why everything is mechanical, through habit. Right? There is no light. So what do we have to do? We have to clean the glass. We have to clean the glass. And that is means being free from the patterns, from the sanskars. Right? It is the sanskars which are blocking the light of consciousness. And we have to clean the glass. right? And this process of cleaning the glass, right, we can call as self-observation. Maybe we go ahead self-remembering, right? And another beautiful technique to clean the glass very fast with the glass, because self-observation will take many, many years. And then we'll progress to self-remembering, and it will take at least 20, 30 years of hard work. Right? That does not mean we don't do self-observation. But in Yoga-Nidra, we can complete this journey very, very fast, much faster. Right? And that is why we've had this camp on Yoga-Nidra. Right? So, see, different religions, different systems will express the same thing in a different way. But in the end, the science of spirituality cannot change for anyone. It cannot change for a Hindu, it cannot change for a Christian, right? The science is the same, that the glass is scratched, right? The light, whether you call consciousness as God or whatever, the light of the divine does not flow through, right? And those scratches have to be healed. Those scratches have to be healed. Now, what is attachment? What is attachment? How do you create attachment? How do you create attachment? Huh? Or how does attachment happen? Does attachment happen? What is the process? Yeah. So what have you done to call it mind? What have you invested in it? Attention. Attention. My attention is invested in a car. So I call the car as my car. And if you say, can you loan me your car? I'm going to say, it's my car. I don't loan it to anybody. Right? So, wherever I use the word my, what have I done? Invested attention. Invested attention. So, the amount of attention which I have is already invested, right? And we want to go on this journey to take attention inside. To take attention from the car, from the house, from the wife, from the children, from the mother, father, from the country, from the, what do you call, caste. Everywhere attention is fragmented. Everywhere attention is fragmented. So we have to take attention back. So what do we do? Do we give the car to somebody else? What do we do? Right? That doesn't solve the problem. Enjoy the car, but try to say that this car has come from some higher source and I'm using it, and it is not my car. It is not my car. Right? We are together for some years together. We are husband and wife. Right? But there's nothing like my wife and my husband. Right? So, if we can observe the my of life, which is a long process of observation, right? From physical things to what do you call that is material things to emotional relationships to mental attitudes. All this has to be observed. All this has. And sometimes the very technique to get rid of my becomes the cause of my. Why? Where does it become the cause of my? Where does it become cause? So I go to a guru. Why have I gone to a guru? To be free of I and my. I've gone to the guru to be free of, but what do I say? My guru. My guru is better than your guru, right? So have I got more attached or less attached? So I went to the guru to be free of attachment, right? So the in Mr. Tawaria's language, he says the detachment center wears the clothes of the attachment center. Or the attachment center wears the clothes of the detachment center. Right? So this now when attention is invested everywhere, right? Gurdjieff doesn't use the word investment. What does he use? Which word does he use? Attention is seduced everywhere. He says, what is identification? It is seduction of attention. Then Gurdjieff, but we won't use the word seduction, we say invested. Right? Better word. Better word. Right? So Gurdjieff says seduction of attention. What happens? What happens when attention is invested all over the place? I have no bank balance left. My bank balance is empty. I have a lot of money, but it's all over the place, right? And just now I have no money to spend in my hand, right? So then, what happens in that? What is the outcome of that? What is the outcome? No, there's no question of observing the inner world. We're already in fragmented attention. Right? But what is the new desire? How do I ask for other people's attention? I ask for other people's attention. So now there are two paths to us. Two paths. The soul and the ego. What does the ego want? Others' attention. And what does the soul want? Our own attention. The soul is nourished through your own attention. It cannot be nourished through other people's attention. It is simple things. We're just talking about very, very simple things over here. So if my name comes in the paper, is it my own attention or other people's attention? If I become very famous, it is other people's attention, right? How many friends I have, how many people know me, right? It is always other people's attention. And when we are empty, bankrupt of our own attention, right? We are always seeking attention outside. You did not phone me, you did not talk to me, you did not say good morning to me, right? We are always seeking other people's attention. What is this ego? What is this ego? How is the ego built? How is the ego built? So when a child is born, all the experiences of life which come through the five senses go to what? To the soul. You don't have to answer. Right? Go to the soul. Go to the soul. Then how is the ego built? How is the ego built? What happens to that child in the cradle? What is the sensitivity of that child? Right? If the child cries, what does the mother do? She'll either feed it or change the nappy. She'll change the nappy, right? So, how is the ego built? How is the ego built? The child learns that to call the mother, all I have to do is cry. I'm not saying let the child cry, right? But it learns from childhood that all I have to do for the mother's attention is cry, right? Whenever we are asking for other people's attention, we are crying, right? And everybody pays attention to the child. Everybody gives attention to the child. So after some time, what starts forming in the child? What starts forming in the child? A new crystallization, a new the ego. It thinks I am the king and everybody is running around in the house because of me. Because of me. I cry and somebody's come and if I cry, then 5 people will come and try to make me silent, give me a toy, give me this, give me that. So this new entity which is being formed in the child, right? Around 5 years it becomes crystallized, right? And it tells the soul you go to sleep, right? And now whom do all the experiences of life go to? To the ego. To the ego. The ego is not interested in taking attention inside. The ego is interested in attention being invested outside. Why? Because it lives on other people's attention. It lives on other people's attention. Right? In the old language of the bhakti yogis, attention being stuck outside was called as mamta. And attention, what you asking for other people's attention was called as ahanta. Ahanta. Right? Our whole life we are seeking other people's attention. Whether it is on Facebook, whether it is on WhatsApp, right? We are always seeking other people's attention. So, and with other people's attention, we cannot grow spiritually. We can grow in the world sense. We may become very famous, right? But we cannot grow spiritually. Spiritual growth needs our own attention, and that attention is all over the place. So we have to learn to collect the attention and take it inside. So there are two things of our journey. One is to get rid of all those scars, which Tawariya Sahib calls healing the psychic nature. And the other is the attention all over the place, right? Says that by calming the thinking instrument, attention becomes one-pointed, which is the exercise we are doing for attention. The prism exercise. I hope you are doing the prism exercise. I can see from your faces, most of you are not doing the prism exercise, right? 5 minutes of prism exercise every day, 10 minutes of prism exercise every day. Very, very important. Very important. So you can go for hours of meditation, you can go for a meditation camp and do all kinds of meditation. There is no exercise like the prism exercise. It's more powerful than any kind of meditation technique you do. So please do the prism exercise. Right, I'll stop over here. Anybody wants to say anything, ask anything? Right. Now you're allowed. See, everything is very simple. The journey, the map of the journey is very simple. It's not very complicated. Of course, when we do the brain diagrams, we'll go into the small things, so it becomes very complicated in that. Right? But overall, the map is very simple. There's the light of consciousness. That light of consciousness flows through the mind. It is called attention, right? Attention gets stuck, right? And it is the desire of consciousness to experience life, right? And consciousness experiences life through the soul, through the mind, right? So, and after 5 years, if the soul is not experiencing life, then we live a life of 70 years, but consciousness has not experienced anything, because all the experiences have gone to the ego. So it has to come back. Right? Simple, right? But hard work. Right? Bolo.
There's a few people who've come here for the first time. Should we just ask them to share their names and where they're from?
Yeah.
My name is Dhananjay Bhandari.
Yeah.
I came from Pune.
From
Pune.
Pune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to know about this in this year, like May, and since then been trying few things.
Right.
And I'm hoping with this camp I will get more insight into this journey.
Hello, Rajan sir. My name is Devjot and I came from Chandigarh.
Teju.
Devjot.
Devjot.
Summer's elder son.
Right. Okay.
Namaskar, sir. I am Yad from Junagadh.
Yeah.
Yad.
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 Achha. Well, welcome to you all.
Hello, my name is Kalrav Shah, and I am from Ahmedabad. So I have been reading and visiting various places in India, like Osho's ashram, J. Krishnamurti, Vipassana, and everything. And one of my friend told me about Brahma Vedanji and his teachings and everything. That's why I came to know about this camp, and it got me curious. So just out of curiosity, I am here.
Okay. Good. Let's hope curiosity transforms into an inner search. Right? In curiosity, the attention still goes outside. Right? But when the inner search happens, then we rise above curiosity. Right? And then there's a passion to go inside. Good.
Om. Ashish Shriarjan, he knows me very well. I'm Jnk, and I'm from South Africa, Cape Town. And I've been in touch with Shriarjan since 2012 in Cape Town from my Mitra Kitty Pandya. Thank you.
All these are new. Yeah.
Hello. My name is Yug, and I'm from Ahmedabad.
Right.
And
what do you do?
So I study in the 12th grade right now. and I'm about to leave for college.
Yours is the photo with the tiger, or who?
No,
Okay.
that's my cousin.
Hello, I'm Haley. We are from Ahmedabad. So Yug and Raju are my son.
Okay.
So Yug is leaving for college. So I think so this was the best time for him also to understand, what self-observation is and what spirituality is all about. And he has been knowing Rajan Bhai since so many years. He's the one with glaucoma, Rajan Bhai.
With
Glaucoma.
glaucoma.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So thank you so much.
I'm Rajveer and I am 14 years old and I came here with my mother and my brother.
Didn't want to come here, but you came here. Right. So I hope you enjoy yourself here. You can get some photos with the crocodiles over here. Well, tomorrow's schedule.
A few announcements to make. First is the schedule for tomorrow and from tomorrow onwards for the next 4 days. Uh, the morning tea is
Chalo, thank you. Good night.
Thank
See
you. Tomorrow